classes. And in the second class, we discussed on the example of textbook. We are ordering through the Amazon, how it is delivered to the customer, and various activities, both the direct and indirect activities involved in the textbook supply chain that we discussed. And in the last classes, we discussed on the sugar supply chain. If you want to buy a packet of sugar, what are all the activities involved? What are all the things to be carried out in the supply chain that we discussed in the last class? Okay. Next thing, in this class, we are going to discuss on the scope of the supply chain. Scope of the supply chain is a part B question. It is very simple. Okay, we are going to explain with the examples only. Okay, any doubt you can ask me. Okay, okay. The first, there are two types of scopes in this supply chain. One is the primary scope, and another is the secondary scope. If you take the primary scope, the first scope of the supply chain is to maximize the profit at each and every stages. Okay, so profit maximization in sense, each and every link, each and every owner, each and every activity of the supply chain should earn the profit. For example, if you are ordering a product, if you are ordering a cell phone through the Amazon, okay, then the cell phone company is getting the profit of 500 rupees or 1000 rupees. It is not the profit of supply chain. Each and every element, the Amazon have to get the profit, the Google Chrome has to get the profit, the mobile phone manufacturer has to get the profit. Similarly, the person who is delivering, that person also has to get the profit. Then only it is called as the supply chain profit. Okay, that is the overall profit of the product, not the single profit of the product. Okay, next thing, we have to satisfy the customer. So these two are the major scope of the supply chain, and all the decisions, all the strategies, all the activities of the supply chain has to satisfy to achieve these two things. Okay, why we have to satisfy the customer means, if you satisfy the customer, then only the customer will come again and again in the same supply chain. Otherwise, the customer will change his supplier, the customer will change his preference to some other thing. So the primary scope of the supply chain means only the two things. One is the maximization of the profit, another is the satisfaction of the customer. So in all the 5 units, all the things what we are going to study is based only on these two. Either to maximize the profit or minimize the profit, or to satisfy the customer, or the both. Okay. Okay. First we will see how to satisfy a customer. First, the company, we have to listen to the customer. Okay, so that is a normal thing, customer care. If you are having any problem in your mobile network, what you will do? You just call to the customer care and you are going to tell something. Whatever you said, they will just listen to you. Okay, whether it is right or wrong, or it is simple or complex, whatever it may be, they will just listen to you. So that is the first thing. All the supplier, all the distributor, all the companies will follow this thing. Next, we have to anticipate the need. So the customer will tell you anything, but the supply chain has to anticipate what the exact need of that customer. Okay. Next thing, we have to go above and beyond the need of that customer, and we have to give the service for them. Okay. For this, I am taking a simple example. In the university exam point of view, you just recollect this example and write your own things. Okay, own stories. It is more than sufficient. Okay. Now let us take a airplane service. Okay. What is the objective of this thing? We have to transport the peoples and cargoes from one place to the other place through air. Okay. So this is what we called as the airplane service. Okay. Yes, they are doing good. Once if you board the aeroplane, it will transfer to you to the necessary places in the shortest time. Yes, it is satisfying the customer need. Is it correct? Okay, fine. Is it enough? No. If you take the air service, there is lot of things they are doing beyond this thing, beyond the service. The service is only to make the transport. But apart from that transport, the aircraft, the air service, they are doing some things that we will discuss here. First thing, they are giving the tickets with colorful papers or chart papers. That is very shiny, colorful, and it is very heavy. Is it necessary? For boarding the aeroplane, is the ticket is necessary? Definitely not. We can show the SMS, we can simply board on the flight. Ticket is not at all necessary in the airport. Okay, fine. Because without ticket, nobody can board the flight also. So it is not at all necessary. Okay. Next thing. Is the ticket is essential? Why not SMS in the buses, train, everything we are showing SMS? So similarly, we can show it. Okay. And the ticket given by the air service, they are calling it as a boarding pass. Even for the name of the ticket, they are having some gimmick name boarding pass. Okay. Why it is they are doing like this? Because only to satisfy the customer. What is the usage of the ticket? Even if they give the ticket, if you show it there, it is enough. We can go and directly sit on our seat, allotted seat, and we are going to fly it out. While it is coming back, there is no checking inspector, there is no cross-checking anything. Okay, but they are providing the ticket with high quality because only to satisfy the customers. Okay, and there is a 24-hour customer care center for the all the air services. Okay, what is the need for the customer care center for the air service? Are we doing RO water filter change? If you want to change the RO water filter means we have to call the customer care. So the customer care will send the service person will change it. Or is it the gas booking? Every month the gas is van is off, we have to book the gas. So we have to go with the customer care or through the IVRS. No, is it the domestic product? If it is having some fault, we have to call the customer care. The TV is not visible. What we have to do? We have to ask like this? No, it is not like that. Once if you book the ticket, on that day we are going to the airport, we are going to get the boarding pass and we are going to board on the flight. That's all. What is the necessity of the customer care service here? Even if you want to cancel the ticket or if you want to reallocate the ticket for some other days, it can be done in the web portal itself. It can be done in the mobile itself. Or even if you call to the concerned person, ticket booking office, they are going to do it. What is the necessity of customer care center? It is only to satisfy the customer. There is no use at all with the customer care service because everything we can do it in the mobile itself. Okay. Okay. Next thing, pre-flight services. Once if you book a flight ticket, regularly you are getting the SMS. Sometimes they will send the rules stating that you can carry the maximum of 5 kg luggage only, and it can be like this only. And some other day they will send the luggage should be of this size only, length, width, height should be like this only. And in some days they will send some inquiries. Or you travel single, or any child is coming with you, or you are where you are going, like that they will do some inquiries. It is not at all necessary. Everything is printed on the back side of the online tickets. More than sufficient. Okay. Next, they will give us the travel insurance. Okay. Next, they are going to give the food preference. They will ask us whether you are want to have a veg food or non-vegetarian foods or some special foods. They will ask the preference from us. Next, they will ask us the seat preference. In previous days and all, if you go to the airport, based on the first come first service basis, seats are allotted. Okay, if you go first, you can select the seat wherever you need it. If you go at the last, you have to select only the seat whichever available. Now it is not like that. All the air service, they are allocating the seat based on the requirement at the booking of the ticket itself. Okay. Okay. Next is the airport shuttle service. Suppose you are staying in the hotel. If you want to board the flight, just you call the customer care center. They will send you the taxi or cab from their area, and they will pick up you, and they will drop you in the airport. Okay, so they are doing the airport shuttle service also, and the excess baggage collection. Suppose you are telling that you are having huge baggage of 10 kg or 20 kg bag, then if you inform them, they will send their persons to collect your excess baggage, and they will load it in the cargo of the air cargos. Okay, so that they are doing. Next is the passenger launch. There is separate passenger launch is there. For example, if the flight is at 3:30 a.m. in Delhi, okay, in 11 o'clock in the Delhi, every transport they stopped. There is no metro train, there is no other things. So they have some passenger launch. The passenger can come and stay there. They can take rest and then they can board the flight. Why they are doing all these things? Even this thing we can see it in the travels also. Okay, it is the flight service, so they are doing it. Yes, fine, well and good. because the cost is high. For that cost, they are providing the service. Yes, okay, accepted. But if you take the KPN or some other travels, yellow orange bus or something, they are also doing all this thing. Even the orange bus or KPN or whatever we called, that bus is also having the passenger lunch. They are also collecting the excess baggage. They are also having the seat preference. They are also having the travel insurance. They are also sending the SMS regularly what the status. Even they are sending where the bus is coming. The location of the bus also it is informed by them. Okay, why they are doing like this? Because only to satisfy the customer, they are spending this money. This money they will get it from the next ticket booking only. Okay, for that only they are spending this money. Okay, next thing, post-flight services. Okay, once if you boarded the flight and you go to the place where you want, there the post-flight service starts. They are asking you the feedback. How was the travel, sir? Is it good? Is the quality is good and other things? Okay, and they will give you the discount return ticket. If you book the return ticket in the same flight, you will get some 10% or 15% discount. They will give it. Also, they will send you the list of hotels that can be good enough to stay, and they are giving some rest places inside the airport itself, and they will arrange you the travels, cab, whatever you required from their service desk. Also the details, if you landed while landing in the airport, you will hear the sound, what is the temperature of the city, what is the humidity of that city, what we are going to do with the humidity and temperature. But they are informing you. Why? Because to satisfy the customer. Next is the baggage tracking. There is the app, you can open that app, you can see where your baggages, where your luggages and other things are comes. Okay, that is there. Even there is a chatbots are there, or the screens or apps or whatever we called. You can go and inquire what is the things happened or whatever the help you require, you can do it with this thing. Okay, why they are doing all these things? Because only to satisfy the customer. Even in Indian Railway, you can get the feedback call. Okay, why the Indian Railway is doing? What is the necessity to satisfy? Whether you are satisfied or not, you are going to travel only by train if you want to go from one place to other. But they are doing like this because to satisfy the customer. So it is only to show the importance of customer satisfaction. Okay, while in the flight, on flight, you see the flight crews with neat dress. The host, what we call this, they are with neat dresses and other things. Okay. Some of the flight service like Air India, they are providing the free food also. Not the free food. For the food also, they will collect the money from us, but they are saying that it is free food. Next, you can see lot of magazine inserted in front of you. Okay. If you take that magazine, there is nothing will be there. The very few content stories or some materials will be there. Remaining everything is the advertisements of different sectors. From that advertisement agency, they are earning the money and they are putting that magazine inside, and they are saying that that is the one of the facility provided by the air service. Okay, to satisfy the customer. Next thing, while you are traveling in the flight, you can see the air crew, the flight crews are walking here and there. Okay, why they are walking here and there? Only to satisfy the customer, only to divert your attention. Because for first few minutes or half an hour, it is very good. There is nothing will happen, nothing boring will be there. We can easily travel in the flight. After half an hour or after 1 hour, it is too bored. If you see in the window, nothing can be seen. If you see to the adjacent fellow, the adjacent fellow will start sleeping. So it is very boring. Fellows are doing, they will walk here and there. Sometimes they will start running. You can see that thing. If you see it, it is very comedy. They are serving the food at very slower pace. They will give some instructions. Then suddenly they will say that wind flow is like this, the temperature is like this. We are going at the 1,100 feet height. What is the necessity for us if we are inside the flight? What is the necessity? Know how much feet it is. By knowing that what you are going to do, you are not going to do anything. Whatever the wind flow, what you are going to do? If the wind flow is high, is it possible for us to stop that wind flow? Or if the wind flow is low, is it possible for us to make the wind flow high? Nothing. But they are doing like this. Why they are doing like this means only to satisfy the customer and avoid the boring situations inside the flight. Okay. Okay, and some of this flight crews may ask you, "What is your phone number, sir? Where are you working? My brother is working there." Like this, they will ask something because they want to build relationship with you. It is a marketing strategy. Okay, so this is a simple example. We are taking the air service. There, how they are trying to satisfy the customer, we saw the things. Okay, so like that, each and every stage of the supply chain want to satisfy their customer. Suppose if you went to some dental hospital or something, once you registered your mobile number there, then in the birthdays you will receive the wishes, and they will call you and they will tell that, sir, you tested the sugar 3 months back, now it is the time to test your sugar, or it is the time to test your dental care, so please come to us. Okay, we will do free service up to this limit or something like that. They will call you and they will give the periodic reminders. Why? Because to satisfy the customer. Next, they will ask you the health inquiries. Sir, last year you did an operation. How are you? How is this? Is it good? Like that, they will start inquiring you only to satisfy the customer. Best example is the Airtel. If you take Airtel, they are saying that in the ad, every minute they are establishing a tower in a country or in a world. Is it possible? You think it of every minute, is it possible to establish a tower per day 24 hours? How many minutes are there? 24 hours into 60 minutes. If for 365 days, 24 hours into 60 minutes into 365 days. If the Airtel really establish a tower in per minute, in 1 year, the entire world will be only with the Airtel tower. There is no space for us to live and walk and to travel. But they are saying the ad like that. Why they are saying like that? Only to satisfy their customer. Their customer should feel proud that their tower is everywhere. Wherever they goes, the tower will be there. Wherever they goes, the service will be there. That thinking has to come in the mind of the customer. For that only Airtel is doing this type of advertisements. Okay. Now in latest days, you can see the Airtel is announcing zero complaints. In the Airtel, there is zero complaints will be achieved. Is it possible to achieve the zero complaint? Definitely not. Everywhere there is a complaint in the service. Whenever there is service, there is a complaint. Because of the rainfall, because of the sunlight, whatever it may be, there will be the service fault occurs. Okay. It is not possible to bring the zero complaint, but the Airtel is saying that it is zero complaint. And in the bottom, they will put simply 1 star conditions applied. Okay. They are doing like that. And they are providing Airtel wallets. Why they are providing Airtel wallet? Because if you have money in the Airtel wallet, it can be used for the recharging easily. So it is only to satisfy the customer. Okay, best example, Google Chrome search engine, what we discussed in the class 2. Okay, so each and every person's, each and every link, each and every owners in a supply chain are trying to satisfy their customers, and they want to retain their customer in their supply chain itself. Okay, then only they can able to gain the profit. Okay, the second scope or the primary scope is earning the profit. Okay, how to increase the profit? Okay, okay. First thing, what is the profit? Amount received for the product minus amount spent on that product. What is the amount spent on that product? At what price you are selling that product? The difference is called as the profit. The profit has to be distributed to all the owners of the supply chain, all the links of the supply chain. Okay, what are the amount spent on the product? For example, if you are getting a mobile phone, means what are the amount spent on the product? Raw material cost. For manufacturing the mobile, we need the boards, we need plastics, we need embedded systems, IC chips, like that. Okay, so that and all called as the raw material. Next is the manufacturing cost. That is the cost involved in manufacturing that product in the industry. Okay, next we have to give the salary to the employees. That also included here. Overhead cost. Overhead is nothing but, suppose Hyundai is having a industry in Sri Perumbudur, its head office is somewhere else. Let us take our Rajalakshmi Institute. We are having the college in Kuttambakam and another college in Tandalam, but the head office is in near Pachayapas. Okay, that is in Kilpakam. So that head office is called as the overhead. The cost spent on the head office is called as the overhead cost. Okay, because in the head office they are not going to teach anything. In the head office they are not going to do any laboratory exercises or experiments. Okay, but they are having the head office, there the employees are working, there the electricity bill, water bill, everything is there. So that is what we call as the overhead cost of a company. Each and every company is having its head office. The costs incurred in that head office is called as the overhead cost. Next is the marketing cost. Definitely there will be a marketing, so that TV ad or paper ad or whatever it may be, that cost also incurred here. Okay. Next is the transportation cost. The cost incurred by delivering the product or delivering the product from the showroom to the supplier end. You can see in our bypass, you can see the large containers are carrying the Hyundai cars. So that is what we call as the transport cost. Next is the value added service. Value added service, it is the AMC or service, free services or guarantee, warranty, customer care. This and all called as the value added service. Okay. So for that, we are spending some cost. Next is the testing cost. Once if you made the product ready, we have to test it. Okay, for that some cost incurred. Packaging cost. Package should be it should be good enough. Okay. So the package is very good. Then only we will buy the product. We know that if you go to GRT Jewelers, if you buy a single gold coin or 8-gram gold coin, they will put it into a plastic box. The plastic box is designed with the velvet cloth. After that plastic box, they will put some carry bag. Inside the carry bag, they will put the bill, they will put one Swami photos and other things. They will took some, what do you say, turmeric powder or kumkumam, something, they will put it on that and give it to you. We know the gold coin only have the value, remaining everything has zero value. But they are doing such type of packing. Why they are doing? Because only to satisfy the customer. And before giving that product to you, they start praying with the God. We don't know what they are going to pray. But that will satisfy us. Okay. So that is what we call as packaging. Next is the tax, government tax or the whatever the tax it may be. And there is a warehouse cost, the storage cost. Okay, then the interest, what most of the industries are running with the loans and all. So the interest to be paid and payback cost when the industry is going to get back the invested money. So that cost will be involved. And the manual cost in sense, some of the amount spent for the humans who are all the supporting this thing. So that is what we call as the manual cost. Manual cost, best example, the Hyundai will give the blocks for the police. So this under comes under the manual cost. Okay. So these are the amounts spent on a product. So we have to calculate this amount per product and we have to fix the profit margin. And the profit margin should be minimum enough so that only it is possible to survive in the globalized market. Else otherwise we will go with the some other product which is lesser than this cost. Okay. Okay. For example, the different types of the profits are there. First profit is regular use product profit. Here, the product will have very low profit margin because the sales is very high. So at last, they will get higher profit. Best example is a ball pen. If you take a ball pen cello, it is 5 rupees. Even 10 years back, I bought the same pen for 5 rupees. Now the cost of the same pen is 5 rupees. GST comes, the cost of the raw material increases, the salary of the employees or workers, engineers increases, but even though the cost of the pen remain in 5 rupees. Okay. If you take the dress, if you take the vegetable, the cost remain the same. Okay. So why they are retaining the cost? Because they are changing their process and they are optimizing their process and retaining the cost of the product in the same level so that the sales will be very higher. We will buy that product again and again and again. Thereby, they are getting the profit. Another example, Saravana stores. The profit margin, the Saravana store is very, very less, but the sales is very, very high. At last, if you see the total profit, it is huge profit. Okay. Okay. And periodic use products. Because of the COVID, we are using the mask. In after 1 or 2 months, if the COVID vanishes, we will not get any mask from anybody else. Okay. So this type of products, they are having very high profit margin. If you take N95 mask, the wholesale rate is 89 rupees. But in the medical store, they are selling it for 230 rupees or 280 rupees. Okay. You see the margin? Around more than 170 rupees they are having for one N95 mask. Because it is very high margin. Why? Because the sales is only during this period only. After 2 or 3 months, nobody is going to buy that N95 mask. Okay. At the time, sales will not be there. But for manufacturing that N95 mask, there is machines, there is company, there is employees. We have to pay for them. So that only they are having very huge margin. These margins are triple, four times higher margin also be there. Okay. Face mask. Example, computers. If you bought a computer for your computer lab, how many years the computer will be there? Even though it is in working condition, after 5 or 6 years, we have to throw it off because all the processor, everything getting outdated. Nothing can be done with that computer. So investing on that computer, it is waste. Okay. So for this type of product, they are having very high profit margin. Okay. And next is the facility-oriented profit. By providing higher facility, they are increasing the cost of that product. For example, if you take MI phones, they are providing you the free cloud space. They are providing you the separate app store. Apart from Google App Store or Apple App Store, they are having separate app store by themselves. And they are having some accessory stores. If you buy the mobile, you can buy the headphones or speakers or Bluetooth or power bank from the MI itself. They are providing accessories for you. And there is some app like pedometer app, something. If you are walking, it will show how many steps you walked or something. They are providing some free apps with that thing, health apps or something. And they are providing more variety of phones. Okay. And lower and mid tier of the market, they are attracting and adopting guerrilla marketing. That is guerrilla marketing in sense by going the common place and speaking as a common man. They're stating that yeah, among all the phones, MI phone is very good. I am using it is having a lot of features and the cost is also very less. Like that, by creating some rumors or something in the common places and making others to believe that thing, and thereby they are selling the product. So this is what they are doing in our India. The Redmi phone is doing the same thing in India. That is guerrilla marketing. So this is by increasing the facilities and they are increasing the profit. Okay. And branded products. They are having high margin and limited sales only so that they will get the higher profit. If you take Benz car, the actual cost of the car manufacturing cost will comes around 30 to 35 lakhs only. But they are selling it for 1 crore, 1.5 crores. Why they are doing like that? Because of only of the brand name Benz. If you take a Hero cycle or Hercules cycle, you whether know it or not, I don't know. Both the cycles are manufactured by TI Cycle. The company is in our Ambattur. It comes under a Murugappa Groups. Okay, the TI Cycle is manufacturing both the Hero model and Hercules model. All the tubes, bending, painting, everything done by TI Cycles. Okay, at last, if the cycle comes out, if they place the badge of Hero, then the cycle became Hero cycle. If they place the badge of Hercules, then the cycle became Hercules. But if you see the quality manufacturing, everything is same. But the brand, because of the brand name, the price of the Hero is different, price of the Hercules is different. Okay, the gold, best example. The gold remain the same, 24 karat or whatever the karat in the way. If you put the hallmark symbol, the price increases because the hallmark is the brand that increases the profit margin. Okay, so they are increasing the profit because of the brand name. Like that, there is n number of example we can state it. It is not necessary to state the same example what I discussed. You can write your own examples also in the supply chain. Okay. Next, two more questions. It is very important. Supply chain profitability is the difference between the sold cost to the customer minus total supply chain cost. Dear students, please don't change the terminologies because this and all definitions, we have to use the same terminology, sold cost to the customer. That's all. Okay. Total supply chain cost. So don't change these terminologies. Okay. What is this? That is what we discussed as the profit in the previous slides. Total supply chain cost means total cost incurred by the product from the scratch till the end and the cost sold to the customer. The difference is called as supply chain profitability. Okay. Okay. Next, supply chain surplus. In engineering, we have to use some terms. Surplus means it is nothing but it is a profit, none other than that. But in engineering, it is a separate definition. Product value to the customer minus supply chain cost. Supply chain cost is the same, the production cost of the product. What is the product value to the customer? Product value to the customer means the value of the product in that geographical location. Let us take a petrol price. It will vary from state to state. So this type of product, we can call it a supply chain surplus. product value to the customer in the geographical location minus supply chain cost of that product. Okay, so these two are the two more questions. One is the supply chain profitability and another is the supply chain surplus. This will be the two more questions. Definitely one question will be there in the university exam. Okay, apart from this primary scope, we are having secondary scopes. Okay, among these scopes, if it is asked in the 16 mark question or 13 mark question, at least you have to write 6 to 7 scopes. Then only you will get the 2 mark, then only you will get the full mark. Assume that each scope carries 2 marks. Okay, first is the supplier management. What is supplier management? In our college, you can see there is one college canteen, there is one Avin, there is one Tamil Cafe. Why it is having different type of canteen? If you have any college, there you can see that different canteens are there. Why? Because if there is a competitor in the same campus, then only the supply will have good quality. Okay, this is what we call the supplier management. Okay, so similarly, vegetable markets. The vegetable markets in Coimbatore, if you go there, the price of all the shops will be remain the same for that product. Because if one person increases the price, nobody will buy that product there. So this is what we call as supplier management. Okay, next is inventory management. What is inventory management? For example, in university, you are getting the answer booklets from the university. Okay, if there is 10,000 students, let us assume that there is 10,000 students studying in a college or in 1,000 students studying in a college. Okay, the university will send you only the 1,000 books exactly. They will not send not even a single extra book. Okay, if any book damaged, we have to send it back. For that, they will send the replacement. Why they are doing that? Because they are doing the inventory management. Even let us take our college record books. They will print the record books every year only. They will not stock the record books because to save the inventory cost. Okay. Similarly, TCS will recruit the persons only when they are having the project. If they are not having the project, they will stop the recruitment or they will ask you as a bench. Okay. So this is what we called as the inventory management. There is a lot of examples are there. Let us take Apollo Medicals. That is the best example. If you see the Apollo Medicals, in a single street, there may be 3 or 4 shops. Okay, in the crowded places or in the hot cities, you can see Apollo Medicals. In a single street, there will be 3 or 4 medicals. Okay, and in the medicals, they will not keep all the medicine in all the shops. They will keep some medicine in some shops and some other medicine in some other shop. If you go and ask in Apollo, they will get it from the nearby shop and they will give it to you. Okay, you may see that thing. Okay. So this is what we call as inventory management, not storing excess things. Okay. And next thing is the distribution management. Distribution management is the Coimbatore market or traveling salesman problems are there. Metro water is a distribution. That is, the water has to be supplied to everyone. Okay. But if there is scarcity of water, accordingly it has to be done. Okay. Ration stores, distribution of the product to the customers. So this all comes under the distribution management. Okay. Product management, that is what we saw. The ball pen is the example of the product management. The price of the product should be remain same. Okay, that we have to make how to do the production by the same cost. That is the product management. Marketing management, table made, teleshoppings, this all comes under the marketing management. If you see the Amazon, you can see the big offer days or big offer week or something like that. What they will do? They will sell you the product with lower cost. That was why you are thinking. But what they are doing, they will suppose there is one product X which is not at all needed for us. Okay. So what they will do in that big saver days, they will put that product and they will say that there is 70% discount for that product. If you say that there is 70% discount, it will intuit us to buy that product, even though the product is not needed for us, not essential for us, not necessary for us, because they are saying that 70% discount only for the 7 days, we are going to buy that product. Okay, next is the sales management. Best example, the car and bike showrooms. I think we are running out of time. Okay, next is the service management. That is Airtel. That is what we discussed. So by doing this thing, financial management is that. By doing this type of activities, we can enhance our profit and we can satisfy our customer. Okay, if you use the exam point of view, what are the scope of the SCM? If they ask, you have to write minimum 3 points. Define supply chain profitability, you have to write that formula and you have to give some example. And if it is the supply chain surplus, you have to write that formula and you have to give example. 2 mark, only 3 possibilities for only 3 questions. And for big question, they will ask the scope of SCM. At least you have to write minimum 6 to 7 scopes, and you have to explain that scope with an examples. Okay, scope can be anything. So far we discussed more than 10 scopes. Out of that, you can write 6, it is more than sufficient. And each and every scope, you have to write an example. And if possible, please draw a freehand sketch along that scope. Okay, it is more than sufficient. For example, airplane ticket, you can draw the ticket. It is not a big issue. Okay, just draw a rectangular thing and write something on the ticket. It is more than sufficient. Okay, if you are doing that, you will get this thing. Okay, in this SCM, so far we discussed two things. One is the introduction of supply chain management, and another is the scope of supply chain management. Scope of supply chain management, it is a single big question in the exam point of view. Okay, okay. I think with this, I am completing this session. In the next session, we will discuss on the importance of supply chain.